Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. Dig number 2 of 2024. And I am not alone. I am joined by, you know who?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So, me and Big Simon today, we're out on one of the fields of my brand new permission. Never been detected, never ever been detected before. And you want to see the crop marks that are on this field. I'll put a little video up just now to show you what some of the crop marks look like.
So we have high expectations for this field.
We've got high expectations for this field. We don't know exactly what the crop marks are, but they almost look like a Roman villa or a Roman fortress. And I should add, it's not a scheduled monument, so it's not a protected site, but do check that before you go detecting. And we've got a huge amount of history in this area, so literally anything is possible. We could have Roman, we could have Iron Age, Bronze Age, there's medieval ploughing all over the fields as well, so anything is possible.
Denaris.
Denaris.
I have to start the year with Denaris.
Okay, what are you hoping for? What's your dream find for 2024?
Celtic coins.
Well,
or how do you say? Celtic.
Celtic coins.
Celtic,
well, you're not going to get one of them in Scotland, so.
Yeah. Hopefully, Pictish.
Pictish. Okay. Well, I would be happy today if I just got a little bit of silver to get off with a silver start to 2024.
Well, that's a dream for the year 2024.
A dream for the year.
Today with a silver will be fine.
Silver will be fine. Okay, so let's go and see what treasures there are to be found. Oh, and it's raining.
But
well, I've got my first digger. $79.80 is a bit of an iron tone, but I always like to, even if it's the first target, I always like to dig it if it's debatable. 79 still. Try there. It's going to be a wet and miserable day today. I think it's going to be big iron on the first. Let's see what happens. Right, we're still in there, so let's get the pinpointer out and see what the first target might be in the new field before the hole fills up with water. Oh. Right, we're still down there, so I'm going to turn you off and get back to you in a second. There's Simon's first dig. I'm still digging my hole. It looks like a big iron target, but I'm going to dig it out in a wee second. Simon's got himself a wee spoon handle, or the tip of a bit of cutlery anyway, decorated. Probably would have been electroplated, so silver plated. And date wise, probably Victorian, 1850, 1900 or thereabouts, but it's his first target. Well, there's the first one for me. A great big iron something, I don't know. Maybe a big ball off of a toe or something like that, but you got to dig the first just to see what the ground's like. Okay, I just dug a very debatable 48 to 45. It's quite chunky. It might be a button. It is a button. It's got a raised bit in it. We just give it a wee rub on the magic cloth. It's a Tombac. It is a Tombac button. Is it decorated or not? No, don't think so. But that is a Tombac. So, as I've said many times before, Tombac was a new sort of metal. It was a combination of zinc and copper, if I remember rightly, and then they would put a little bit of arsenic or silver tinning on the outside to make it look a little bit more impressive. But it's a wee Georgian button, probably sometime between 1700s through into the very beginning of the 1800s. So we're back at least a couple of hundred years straight away. Just called Simon over because he's next to me and because he's learning. Just get him to check my tones as well, if he's close. 92, 94. What does Simon think? I think it could be aluminium, maybe.
Yes. Well.
What's your readout?
Yeah, it's changing number 25, 24,
24, 25.
minus 3.
Right, okay.
So,
So it might be junk. But as ever, you gotta dig it to find out. We're out. Oh, still saying 94. Ah,
oh, a coin.
it's a coin. I think it might be pre-decimal, maybe, which is why it's quite a high readout. I think it might be a Elizabeth or a George VI. That's a spendable. Is that a 2p? It might be a 2p.
That's why the scenery is.
Right, I'll clean this up and I'll get right back to you. Well, I'm off the mark, but it is unfortunately a spendable 2p. On there somewhere would be Queen Elizabeth II. I think I can just make her out looking to the right hand side, so it's probably from the 1970s, 1980s, after 1971 anyway, and it's a spendable 2p. Well, it's a coin. 20 minutes in, I think I've dug maybe 10 holes. So far the only find of note has been my spendable 2p. This sounds a bit too good to be true, to be honest. 87, 88. I mean, it could be a shallow coin, but I don't think so. Well, happy to be proved wrong. I'll show you in a minute, because the amount of pottery in the field is crazy. It's absolutely everywhere. Claude, maybe? Oh, well, that's a coin and a half. I thought it sounded quite big. But yeah, so far, first target has been, or decent target, has been a spendable 2p. And that is a bit of copper something. Let's give it a wee rub on that. Could be part of a horse decoration, but I don't know. It's hard to tell at the moment. Is it even... Well, what do you think? Part of a padlock? I'm really not sure. It could be part of a mechanism of a clock even. Face of a clock. Well, if you know, then comment below, but I don't think it's massively old. A squeaky 84 produces this. What do you think? Part of a candlestick? Maybe? Or part of a little... Yeah, might be that might be the part of the candlestick there actually. It's not hollow all the way through, so... Yeah, it's been something, but if you know, comment below. My first bit of cutlery of 2024. So just like Simon, it's the end of a fork or a spoon, and mine has been silver plated. You can just see it coming through with the copper beneath. So again, probably 1850, 1900. Again, you know my motto, if in doubt, dig it out. This was a really poor, away down to 80, 79, but now it's out. Well, it's pretty jumpy. It's 89 to 92. Might be a bit of lead. Or the dreaded aluminium. Yeah. What's that? No. I think it's in my hand. It is in my hand. What's that? Yellow. It's a little finial, I think. It's oh, it's got a wee bit of iron on the end, which is why it was a dodgy signal. Bit copper alloy, might even be a drawer pull. Oh well. I don't believe it. The one that I don't dig might actually be a coin, but look at the holes all the way up there. There's Simon in the distance, but look at all those holes I've been digging, because there's been copper non-stop, and we might have a coin. Now this was only an 80, which seems quite low for a coin, but I think it is a coin. It is. Well, I'm hoping we're going to get some detail off that, but that is, well, I don't know, it could be a token actually. It looks like there's a few big letters there around the edge. But, well, fingers crossed it's not a spendable. Be right back to you. On the reverse, it is plain, but it's a copper coin. You can just make out some letters going round there. Now, I can't make it out, I can't read it, but I believe it's a farm token. So this would be part payment for workers, and they could then, basically it was like the farmer minting their own coinage. So this would be part of your salary, and you could then go to a little shop on the farm where you could buy eggs and milk and various other commodities which you paid massively over the odds for, and effectively you didn't use real money, so the farmer was ripping you off. And that's probably from the 19th century, but it's a nice find. Another nice sounding target. 94, 95. Desperate for a bit of silver. I've had such a good run with silver, but nah, I don't think so. I think it's going to be junk. Such a good run in 2023. The most silver coins I've ever found. And that's all down to the XP, because it is a silver hoover. Oh, is that a musket ball? It is, I think. Oh, it's not, it's copper. Can't be a musket ball. No, it's not heavy enough. Alright, the rain is tipping down, so I'm going to clean this up and get back to you in a second. Well, neither a coin nor a musket ball. It's a little button, and look how cute that is. Zoom you in a wee touch just to give you a close-up. But look at that little loop. And I thought the loop was going to be separate. It was going to be separate. It was going to be tucked in, but it's not. It's actually forged in one piece. So there you are. It's like a little cufflinky type wrist sort of button, I think. And date-wise, I think that's actually going to be fairly old. I think that's going to be earlier than Georgian, or certainly at the oldest it's going to be Georgian from the 1700s. But that could be Jacobean. Could be back to the 1600s. James VI. It could be Charles I, Charles II. So it could be 1567 for James the sixth of Scotland, first of England, all the way through to the late 1600s, 1680 for Charles II. But let me know in the comments below. I am happy with that. That's my best find so far. Simon with the find of the day so far, I would say. That's really, really nice. But unfortunately, Simon's learnt a very valuable lesson, which is get better at pinpointing your holes, because he's broken it, which is unfortunate. But it's probably Victorian, I think. Looking at it, it's been turned on a machine. You can see at the top there, it's got a little pin, a little hinge. So possibly, I mean, it looks too big for jewellery for a woman to me. Maybe some sort of pendant that would have hung from a horse harness. Copper alloy. It was probably gold gilded or gilded originally, so it would have been very vibrant. But it's got these beautiful fleur-de-lis, the flower of the lily, which is the emblem of France. But that's really nice. Probably 1800, 1900 or thereabouts. But as you can see, pouring with rain. But there you go.
Maybe Lotite. Yeah.
Maybe who?
Super glue.
super glue. I think.
No, it's a shame.
I think you're going to need some super glue on that.
No,
try and put that back
I am
together.
too focused on the target, and look at that.
But that's a shame, Simon. That would have been a beautiful find. 7074. Initially, I thought, well, it's a bit of machinery, a bit of a plug, but it's actually made of lead, so it can't be machinery. It would be too soft. Is it maybe a button or a stud? But yeah, it could even be decoration, just like what Simon potentially got. Ah, well, it's a thing. Well, the targets keep on coming. We're up now on the high ground, which is where those beautiful crop marks were. That looks like a huge enclosure with ditches and all sorts going on. Medieval ploughing, and who knows how old it is. It's never been decided yet, but we've got another screamer. Well, come on. All we need now is something fantastic. Is that it there? It is. It's a wheel nut. So I'll just stop talking, and I think we'll leave it at that. I'm just having loads of targets that all sound great, but the rain is just really bad at the moment, so I didn't film it initially, but there's an outside chance so it's not a coin, it's a huge lump of lead again. My God, look at the size of that. Right, I'll clean this up and try and figure out what it is. Well, what on earth is that? It's lead. It weighs, well, quite a reasonable amount. It's got a funny sort of shape to it, and it's slightly hollow but doesn't go all the way through. It looks like it's been part of something bigger, but what on earth is it? So let me know in the comments below, but it certainly looks like it's got a bit of age to it, so let me know if it's an ancient relic. We have got a cracker. It's pouring with rain. I'm quickly making my way to under a tree where Simon's already hiding. Look at that. I think that is an absolute beauty of a bullet. Oh, it is. It is. You know, I haven't had an intact one of these in ages. It's solid. There you go. It is. It's a bullet. I was just worried there in case it was a hollow tip or something, but that is a 3-ringer. Look at the size of that. Unbelievable. And look at the condition. It has not got a blemish on it. That is a beauty. You imagine that coming at you. My God. It's like something you'd fire from an elephant gun. And date-wise, I'm guessing it's probably from the very beginning of the 1800s. But that is my find of the day so far. Unbelievable. Must be, what, 50 calibre? I know someone's mentioned before when I found one last year, about this time last year, in fact, the day I think Albert found his bronze bull, but that is an absolute cracker. I love that, absolutely love it. We're literally sheltering just under that tree and we're standing chatting about what we've found so far, and I always say, keep your eyes open as you're standing and you're walking around for things that aren't metal. Because right there, you see that? Is that a marble? It is. It's a beautiful marble. La canica, as Simon says. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Absolutely stunning.
That's the bigger. The standard are much smaller. That's the one who destroys the others. Bolorios.
Bolorios, there you go. Every day is a school day. Look at that. That is absolutely stunning. And I'm guessing probably Victorian in date. That has got to be the best marble that I've ever found. Yes. Absolutely beautiful.
Better than a coin, eh?
Fantastic. Well, I'm afraid I've decided to split this into a 2-parter. So unfortunately, that means you're going to have to put up with Simon again in part 2, which will hopefully be coming soon. So the weather has been pretty diabolical recently, a lot of rain. And I've not been able to get out, and the couple of occasions I have got out, the ground has been pretty waterlogged. I've not been getting very much, so I decided to split it up a bit, make the footage last a little bit longer, and there'll be a part 2 coming very soon, including a little summary of all the finds. So hope you enjoyed part 1, and if you like what you see and you're not already subscribed, then please hit the button, and hopefully we'll see you in part 2. So take care, and thanks for watching.